welcome to the third episode of the Bflycrochet podcast. My name is Julie and I live in the Montreal area in province of Quebec in Canada. Today is August 15, 2021. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Ravelry as Bflycrochet, and you can get in touch with me through my email at bflycrochet@gmail.com. For today's episode, I have one finished object, one new cast on, and 2 rips. And I have also mail that I've received. First, I would like to mention that there was not a podcast 2 weeks ago because I did record it, but I had trouble with the sound. In fact, there was no sound during all the process, and I didn't have time to record it again because we were going on vacation and I didn't have enough time, so I didn't manage my time right. So that's why I didn't have a podcast 2 weeks ago. So I hope it won't happen again, but I'm new to all this, so I need to get used to technology and everything. The first project that I would love to talk to you about is a finished object. In fact, it's a new cast on and a finished object also because I didn't have started before the last podcast. So I've made myself a 4 skein float tote by Nitty Natty. So this project, normally she has designed this project for 1 skein, 2 skein, 3 skein, and 5 skein. So I've changed up few things in the pattern so that I can have a 4 skein float tote because I needed to for my summer sorrel. So I will just show you. I really love this bag for a multi-skein project. Like you see here, I have all my 4 skein and even my notions bag. This is my bag where I put all of my cords, and I have my swatch and everything, so everything is in there and I can just bring it along. And since it's a cotton yarn, I just have to put it in a washer and I can wash it if it gets dirty. So to make this bag, I use a 6mm crochet hook, and also the yarn that I've used was Bernat Handicrafter cotton. The bottom one, which was my contrast color, is in soft gray, and the top one is in blended bubble white. So it's a gorgeous white with some teal and some gray in it. So I really like it. And normally the plain color was supposed to go up and the sparkle color was supposed to go down, but I just changed up. I decided to mix and match it, and I really like it. So that is my finished object. My new cast on, like you have seen, is my summer sorrel. So like I've said, we went on a trip with my husband and our children. We went to Gaspésie, which it was supposed to be 7 hours drive, but it was more like a 10 hours drive. So I made the swatch. I can show you my swatch. I did swatched in round because I wanted to see what the fabric will look like. The summer sorrel, you see the pearl side of the sweater. So I wanted to see what it will look like. So this is pearl side, this is the knit side. So I did all that. So I swatched and I cast on before we left for the trip. So this project keeper that is from Just a Little Corgi. It's Harry Potter themed pack of progress keeper. So I was there, just barely start the yoke, and now I'm fading to my third color. The fading is done, so I'm just knitting my third color. So I did all of that while I was in vacation. So during the drive, my husband drove I drove like 2 hours, so he drove almost all the way through, so I had just time to knit. So I knit on that pretty much the entire trip. So I made so that's why I'm this far, because I'm not a fast knitter. So I'm at that, and I count that I have less than 90 rounds left. I think it's that. Yeah, it's right. So I still have to I'm at my 14 or 15 round in this color. I need to do 36, and then afterwards it's 20 round of fading and 36 round of my last color, including the ribbing at the end. So I'm really pleased with that. I love it. I love the colors. I love the fading. I love everything about it. The needles that I'm using for this project is Knitter's Pride Melodies of Life US 5 3.75 millimeters, and these stitch stoppers are from Cam Faber Yarns. She put her shop down on vacation because she's moving, so she will be back selling those in September, I think on the 7th or the 8th, I'm not sure. And the yarn that I'm using is Knit Picks Stroll and Hawthorn. The speckled yarn at the top is a Hawthorn Blueberry Speckle. It's fade in the blue, which is Hawthorn Wisp Kettle Dye. The third color that I'm in is Stroll Monety Tonal. And the last color, I can show you here in the, is Blue Violet Tonal in the Stroll fingering weight. There you go. So those are the four colors that I'm using. I love this pattern. Seriously, it's easy. You just knit the yoke, and after that you turn and you knit. You know, since it's the purl size that is showing, you knit upside down, inside out, in fact. So you knit it that way, and so you knit throughout. So it's really easy. I love it. I love my yarn, how it feels and everything. So I can't wait to have it finished until so that I can wear it. I can't wait. The second project that I would love to talk to you about is my Slipstravagenza by Stephen West. I'm holding it in another float tote by Nitty Natty. This one is a 5 skein float tote. I made a lot of progress on this project. I was, I had ups and downs with this project. When we left, I was like, when I last record, I was like, oh yeah, it's a breeze, I like it. And then I felt kind of down and like, oh, I don't want to knit on it anymore. I'm tired. I want it off my needles. I want it done. It's almost a year now. But now I'm at a point, I'm like, oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost finished and everything. So I'm so excited, and I'm working so hard on it so that I can have it finished, because I'm so proud of myself where I'm at and everything. So the last time that you saw it, I was doing the triangles. I think on the fourth one. And now I'm at, so I completely finished the blue, the light blue, and I did start the yellow. I have one round done, and I'm almost, it's huge. Oh my god, it's so huge. I try to show you, but you know, I'm knitting up. I'm knitting this shawl in using Knitter's Pride Dreams US 4 3.5 millimeters, and I have a 60-inch cord on it, and it's all squeezed up and everything. So I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to see how big it will be. It will be huge. I've never ever done a project this big, but I love it. I can't wait for cooler months to wear it. You know, we had at my daytime job, my full time job, we do have troubles with the AC and everything, and each year's the AC is still on in November and December, so I know that I will bring it at my job and just snuggle in it and try to be warm because it could be so cold in my office. So yeah, I love it. I still have 14 rows to do before the bind off. So I still have 5 more rows of yellow, 2 rows of gray, 6 rows of the dark teal, and then 1 row of gray, and I'm done. Now I need to bind off. At one point, I was like, it will be done by maybe the end of September, hoping to have it done by then, because at this point, the new Stephen West Mystery Shawl starts around mid-October, so I was like, okay, 2 weeks off before. And now I'm like, maybe I could have it finished for mid-September. I'm hoping so. Okay, that's my goal. I want it, like, I want to work on this project, the Slipstravagenza, and my summer sorrel the most. So that those two, I'm so excited, but I want them off. I want to wear them. So I'm working on them almost exclusively. So that's why. I'm not talking about the yarn colors that I'm using because they are from a local shop here in my hometown, and they don't name the color, so I cannot tell you the name. They don't have any, and I know that the lady over there was so kind, and she dyed the gray just for me and the yellow also. So yeah, so they don't have a name color, but I'm in love with them. So we'll see how much I can do until the next podcast, but I'm working, like I said, almost exclusively on that. I try to do one row each night. A row take me around like what, 45 minutes or so. So if I can manage to do 1 row per day. So that will take me 2 weeks, and then I will say 2 weeks to bind off. So that brings me around mid-September. The last project that I would love to talk to you about is my June socks. Yeah, I start them in June. That has been that I've hold it in this gorgeous bag by Longview Creations. Here are their logo. I have 3 of their bags, 3 or 4 of their bags. I love their bags for sock knitting. So these socks are, the yarn that I'm using is Regia Pear Perfect rainbow color in the frozen colorway. And the needles that I'm using are Knitter's Pride Zing US 1 2.25 millimeters. The pattern that I'm using is a Vanilla Sock on DPN by the Crazy Sock Lady. I'm doing the medium size, so 64 stitches. I did 20 rounds of twisted 1 by 1 rib. I did 50 rows for the leg, and on the 51st round after it, I did start my heel. I've done a heel flap and gusset. And now I'm doing the foot. And so it's a mindless knitting at this point. I just need to do 60 round for my foot, and then I will do a rounded toe. Those are my favorite socks. My favorite recipe to do is socks, and I really like this yarn. It's the first time that I'm using this yarn, and I like the fact that the pink is on the top of the cuff and also on the heel flap and heel turn, but I know it won't be on the toe. The toe will probably be on in the teal colors, but I don't know. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. You know, it's my second pair of socks using DPNs, and at first I didn't want to knit on DPNs, but now I'm like, I just want to knit on DPNs. So I will move my marker, my progress keeper, I should say. This progress keeper here is supposed to go on a hair tie for my daughter, but since she's now 10 and a half, she don't want to have it. But the other day I was knitting on those, and she saw it and she said, "Oh, that was for my hair tie when I was younger." So yeah, she still remembers, so she likes that I use for my knitting. And since I know my daughter is pretty tall, so she will we have the same shoe size, so I know that she will borrow me those socks for sure this winter. That's for sure. So those are mainly the project that I did work during the last month. I did work on my ripple camisole. I did like 2-inch or so I didn't work a lot on that, but my plan with my knitting is that I want to knit a lot of my Slipstravagenza and my summer sorrel so that I can have them off my needle, and then I will work on my ripple camisole so that I can have it also off my needle. And I also have 5 sock whips that I need to finish. 3 that are plain stockinette vanilla socks, so I need to finish those. And then afterwards I have 2 patterned socks, but both of them need a cable needle, and I only have one. So I need to finish one so that I can finish the other, because one I just did the cuff on one, and I want to finish all my whips and start fresh and have like new cast on. I want to do a cardigan soon with some stroll fingering weight from Knit Picks in eucalyptus. So I want to do that for this fall and winter. I also have the autumn tree pullover from Julia Knitter of Twin Stitches Design that I want to finish, that I've started last winter. So I've a lot of whips that I want to finish, and I want to finish those before I just start new stuff, because I'm also working on some designs. So maybe soon you will have new design from me. I think pretty soon. So I'm really working hard on that. So that's about the knitting part. Now I will show you a few things that I did order and received in the mail. The first thing is this gorgeous bag by Bflycrochet. So it's a camper. It's a camper, so I really like this bag. So this is the first time with the door and a window, and on the other side there is 2 windows. So I really like it. And inside is just a floral pattern. And it's box bottom. So for sock, it's incredible. And she sent me also, I will pull it out of the bag, as a gift, a progress keeper. It's a tree, and I don't know if you can, it's moving around. Okay. There you go. You can see it. It's a tree, and I really find it gorgeous. So yeah, I really appreciate it. And she's so kind. It's not the first time that I do order from her. I really like it. It's so well made and sturdy and everything. I love this bag. Can't wait. But I don't want to put yarn in it for now. I'm just, okay, it will stay there. I will finish my whips, and then I will. So I think it will be funny this winter to have this bag remember me of summer, since winter are so hard in here. We really have bad weather, so it will help me pass it through the winter. I did also receive this yarn from Nicole C. Mendez. It's her Harry Potter mystery yarn club. So this one is in Happy Birthday Harry. So it's 80% virgin wool and 20% nylon. It's a self-striping yarn. It's the first time that I order from Nicole, and I love the feel of this yarn, and I think it goes pretty well with the bag. It's almost the same color, so I think those socks will be the first project that I will knit with this bag. It will be teamed together. I will keep them together so that I can order them. And this club is a 3-month yarn subscription club, so I will receive one in August and another one in September. So can't wait to knit those. I need to find a contrast color for the heel toes. I don't usually do that, but I feel like I want to do that with this yarn, so I need to dig in my stash and see which yarn I will use for that. And the other thing that I order is this DPN set from Knitter's Pride. So you have 5 size, so US 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, and 4 millimeters. So I did order this pack because of my husband's socks. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, oh, maybe 2.75 needles are maybe too big. So I will use the 2.5 millimeters that are here. And so even if I have yarn that is bigger and I need to size down, I have the 2 millimeters here. So I think those are great. And I will maybe get in the train for some DK socks. And DK socks use 3 or 3.5 millimeters. So now I have those, so I'm ready to knit a lot of socks. So yeah, I think, yeah, that's why I ordered this, and we'll see. I did work quite a bit on my husband's socks. I did finish up the legs and made what, two rows in the heel flap. So I don't know. He didn't try it out from now, so I will wait. I want him to try them out before I do continue on knitting those, to see if I need to rip it back or just continue on everything on them. Okay, now some news. Like I've said, we were on our summer vacation for the last 2 weeks. So we went in Gaspésie, which was supposed to be like a 7-hour drive till we went in 2 Airbnbs over there for our first, but we had some trouble in the drive, so it took us to go 10.5 hours, and then we stayed there for a few days. Then we moved to another Airbnb that was 2 hours away from there, and we stayed there, and we had a blast with the kids and everything. We made so many activities, and we went on a cruise, and we had so much fun. And then we drove back home, so it was like a 10-hour drive. It was crazy. So we had so much time, and that was our first week. And this week we were at home making some activities with the kids and enjoying our home. I did work a little bit on few stuff that are coming in soon. Maybe you can see few things in here that I'm working on, to have some pattern released and stuff, and planning on the fall with this channel and everything. So I did work on that, and we didn't went in any yarn shop while we're in Gaspésie. I didn't want to. I just wanted to have sometimes with family and everything. So we didn't want it, and so that's what we did. Today is my husband's 37th birthday. So later on this evening we'll have little party with his mother, his brother. Everybody will come to the house. We'll have a dinner together, and it will be so fun. Tomorrow I'm going back to work for my full-time job, so vacations needs to come to an end, so that's about it. But we had so much fun, and I'm really enjoying my time in vacation. So now I'm ready for a few months until Christmas and the holidays. So that's gonna be fun, and that's pretty much what I have to. Oh no, I didn't want to tell you something. 3 weeks ago, I had an accident with my dog, and I did injure myself quite a lot. Yeah, so we do have a dog. She's 7 years old. She weighed around 70 pounds or so. So my husband was at my mother-in-law's house, and he was helping her with the land and everything and all the works. And so I did arrive with the kids there, and my My dog was so excited to see me and everything and she was excited and running around, and I didn't notice that her leash was wrapped around my ankle. And then when she pulled, she burned myself. So she burned all my ankle or all around. And I had trouble with it afterwards. So I had some infection. It was swallowed and everything. So, and I had need to take a few days off to just rest and heal from that. And so that was the last week before my vacation. So it was not that easy, but it's okay. Now I'm okay, but I will have a scar. But it's okay. Now I can work. I can walk because I had few days, like 4 days that I could not walk, and before that I had a few days that I had hard time walking around. But now it's okay. It's great. It's just that I will. So that was a little accident that happened, but now it's okay. It's everything. I'm just always telling her like, "You hurt me." And she's like so happy. So we had a great dog, you know. She's incredible. So I really, really love her. So that's about it. If you have any question, you can leave them in the comment section down below. Or if you have any suggestion or any tutorial that you want me to do, please feel free to get in contact with me. If not, until next time, happy making. Bye!